Right, now it's back to Assad, who's in the city.
Thanks very much, Charlotte. Well, we've been looking at some of the issues that might just affect the way people vote in the European elections on Thursday in less than 48 hours' time. But what about EU citizens who are already living in London? For instance, the largest foreign community in London is the Polish community. How are they feeling about Brexit and the way about Britain's relationship with Poland, how that might be affected? Well, from where I'm standing right now, if you were to drive about 1,000 miles directly west of here, you'd end up in Warsaw. And that's where we can speak to Mark Ashdown. Mark.
Thanks, Assad. Yes, Poland is an interesting member of the EU, to be honest. Since they joined in 2004, in many ways they've embodied that spirit of ever closer union between member states. Donald Tusk, the current European Council president, is the former Polish Prime Minister, for example. On the other hand, they've always been a bit of a rebel. Still, no plans anytime soon to adopt the euro, and at times they have criticised the EU negotiators handling Brexit, and that's a break from the party line. But tonight here in Warsaw, one of the main squares, on a gorgeous evening, business is booming, unemployment is low, the economy is doing well, one of the fastest growing in Europe. So plenty of Poles are already starting to think of moving from abroad back home. None more so than in London, as you mentioned, a big Polish community. So could that cause some kind of skills drain and knock-on impact negatively on London's economy? Well, I've been taking the temperature here and back home, starting with one family who have been making a life-changing decision.
After 20 years living in London, Karol is packing up. With his wife and 3 daughters, he's returning to Poland to start a new life.
The moment I signed the contract, I realised how much I will miss London.
But the bullish Polish economy was too much of a draw. Then there's Brexit.
It's not only me, it's a lot of people who actually decide to go back to Poland.
Some are confident leaving the EU could actually boost business. The boss of this Polish steel company has big expansion plans, but keeping West London as his headquarters.
I voted leave because I want the UK to sort of lead the way in terms of building a global economy. My long strategic plan is to be out there in the world rather than being enclosed in a geographic region, which at the moment is just Europe.
London's Polish community grew in a decade from 39,000 in 2004 to 185,000 in 2014. Growth has slowed recently, with 193,000 Poles here at last count.
Polskie Radio Londyn, Artur Kieruzał, dzień dobry. Znowu będziemy żyć Brexitem.
On Polish Radio London, one topic dominates.
I według mnie to nie dotyczy na dzień dzisiejszy, ale jeśli Wielka Brytania od czasu jak ogłosili, że chcą wyjść, i to się zmienia według mnie na gorsze, bo
to jest Radio PRL.
This is like very bad soap opera. There is a lot of concern in Polish community, our listeners, because so many of them, so many of us have been living here for many years, like 10, 15 years, so this is our place, this is our home.
When Poland joined the EU, Britain was one of the only countries to allow complete freedom of movement from day one, which led to an influx of people from Warsaw to London. But in the current climate, some feel London's losing its edge.
In my opinion, you lose a lot for now. In the future, when you make a decision, then the business people can decide that, yes, okay, we keep the business in London, now we take a business from London. And they know exactly what they can do. Without the decision, no way.
Sadiq Khan will visit in the autumn to promote trade links. The mayor here is all ears, with open arms. Brexit, though, has caused ripples.
Definitely it has to be taken very seriously. I mean, we cannot simply say, you know, the British people took a wrong decision. We need to look at the facts, we need to look at the causes of that decision. And populists are on the rise, because if you have to really explain the nitty-gritties of trade deals, of internal market, it's very difficult to compete with the populists who are just going to wave the British or the Polish flag and say, you know, we will be better off.
Karol has arrived at his new home. The end of free movement means returning to London could be complicated.
I need to make sure that I'm welcome there, and I'm not going to be questioned anytime I'm passing the border, or need to prove that I'm legal. I don't want my kids to experience that.
For now, it's about settling in and first day at a new school.
Did you make any friends?
London may call again one day, but for this family, a new life beckons. Mark Ashdown, BBC London News in Warsaw.